It's Eileen with Bega, and today I'm going to talk about losing things. I went to Ohio for the weekend, and I went to a funeral, and it was a funeral of an elderly gentleman, so there was a lot of older relatives, wonderful, smart, intelligent people, and a lot of talk about age. Because when a person passes, I don't know about you, but it always makes me think about where I'm at, how long I've lived, what do I have left, what does the future hold, and I feel like it goes so fast. I no sooner get up in the morning than I go to bed at night. My kids were little, now they're big. It just it's just something to think about, and it makes me feel like we just really can't afford to be giving stuff away. We have to live every day with meaning. And when I was at the funeral, there was a lot of elderly folks there, and a lot of talk about I'm this age, I'm that age, I can't do this, I can't do that. And I just want to say this is something I come across a lot. A lot of people who are older saying about I can't do this because I'm older, I lost this because I'm old. And I like to make a distinction on this. There are things you lose as you get old. You're not quite as flexible and your joints get creaky, and it's a little harder to keep your strength up. There are what they call senior moments. So there is that as we go along. But on top of that, the things that age kind of takes away from us, there's also the things that we give away on top of it. And I will submit that a lot of what we think we've lost, we really give away. For instance, if you're kind of weak and short of breath, is it really because you're 82? Or is it because you don't walk as much, or you don't do any resistive exercise, because you don't keep that body up, because you're sitting around more? If you don't work to keep that body up, then you really can't say it's because you're 82. You have to say it's because you're not doing the things for your body that you need to do to keep up that endurance, to keep up that strength. If you think about it, when you're younger, a lot of those things just happen automatically because you have small children, you're carrying them around all the time. Well, there's your strengthening. When you get older and you have a job, you're running here and there, and you're doing all that, and you're not even thinking about keeping that body in line, but you are, because you're automatically doing those things. When you get older, you maybe don't have those jobs anymore, and so that's what causes your body to get weak and less flexible. I mean, that's not necessarily the 82, that's you're not using your body. And what about senior moments? Is it really because you're older, or is it because you're not doing new things? When you're younger and you have those children, you're running all over and you're maintaining that schedule in your head and you're writing things down. I got to be here, I got to be there, remembering all this. All that is brain exercise. When you get a little past that, then you're doing your job, and you got to get this report ready, and you got to be there and get up for work, and you're doing your brain exercise like that. As you get older, some of those roles go away, sadly, and I'm going to submit that a lot of what we think is being old is really just not keeping those things up to speed. Not It's harder to get your exercise when you're older because you're not forced out there. It's harder to keep your brain limber because you're not faced with new tasks. All of our loved ones are trying to make life easy for us so we don't fall, so we're safe. So they take away the stairs that keep your thighs in shape. They make things easy. They get you a housekeeper so you're not doing all those things, which is wonderful and loving. But by the same token, we're not busy. We're not working the body. We're not working the mind. So I think one of the things that we, me included, all of us, need to think about is to differentiate what we've really lost and what we ourselves have given away. All right? You get arthritis in your limbs, for instance. Most of us have that. So what are you doing with that? Okay, arthritis takes away something, but if you don't do your exercise and keep your joints limber, well, then the rest of it you've given away. If your friend says, "Hey, Betty, let's go take this dance class," and you're like, "No, I can't do that anymore." Maybe you could. Maybe that's not really what you've lost. Maybe that's something that you've given away. So I challenge all of us, no matter what age we are, to think about what what we really lose as we go along, the body, all that, and what we're giving away. I was thinking about this yesterday after I cut the grass. When we bought this house, which I love this house, but it has a lot more yard work, a lot more work to do, I was a little nervous about it because I have a slip disc in my back. And I thought, I I don't know if I can do all the things I used to do when I was younger, like move rocks around and all that kind of stuff, because I thought maybe I'd lost that. Well, I got in this house and I was having so much fun. I started carrying those rocks and just doing it, and it was kind of hard at first, but you know what? I built up, and now it's not as bad. So what I see is, Eileen, you didn't really lose that. You kind of gave it away by looking at yourself that way. So I'm going to throw that out there, and I'm also going to submit that by looking at things versus what we really lost and what we can still have and what we're going to not give away, that we are also going to increase the joy in our lives, because joy is doing things that are meaningful. So let's not give anything away. Let's live every minute like the precious minute that it is, because like my dear friend that we lost this last weekend, we don't know what the future holds, and we don't know how many days we have. So let's live them all and not waste any. All right. Thank you so much for listening.